And there's partial credit sometimes as well. So that bonus question is at the end of each round. Mrs. Mueller will read each question until it's finished or until she gets interrupted by somebody buzzing in. She's going to stop reading as soon as you buzz in. All right? Well, when we start reading, when the table tells her to. Students and parents, just be nice to us. It's May, we're tired. If for some reason we falter, if she reads 2 more words in something after a buzz-in, whatever, just be kind to us. If we make an egregious error, we will figure out a different question. But being able to be fast on this is hard with the buzzer and the timer and the questions and everything else. But we're all here because this is a lot of fun. A team can buzz in at any time and attempt to answer a question before it's completed, but if you do buzz in and cut her off, you have to answer without any additional information. Other teams who also buzzed in before the question is completed must also answer with no additional information. If everybody who buzzed in before the question is done, answering correctly, Mrs. Mueller will finish reading the question. So here's where we're going to ask for some honesty. I have no idea why the quiz bowl competition creates a board that only shows the first 3 buzzing in, but you don't see if the 4th buzzed in. So there will be times where Ms. Vandermeer will ask, hey, Olds, did anyone at Olds hit the buzzer? Did you buzz in? And we expect you to be honest. If you buzzed in, say yes, and you're going to probably have to give the answer. If you're wrong, that's fine. If you didn't buzz in, we're going to believe you. But I need you to be honest. We can do this in high school, we can do it here. All right, that's the same for Knowledge Bowl. I have no idea why it's created that way, but it is. Let's see here. You may discuss who's going to answer a question, but may not discuss the content. You may not jot notes to one another on the scratch paper. Ms. Mueller will let you know if it's a paper and pencil question, and you can be writing answers, but it is not, hey, this is the, no passing. Anytime there's a change of teammates, we're going to take the paper and change them out, so we'll see if there's notes, or if a note's erased, so just don't. Use it for scratch paper. You have 15 seconds to answer each question. You'll be given a 5-second warning, and then time will be called. If more than one team member answers, and the answers are the same, so this is a blurt, the answer may be accepted if correct. However, if the different team members give different answers, the answer will automatically be considered incorrect. So if you blurt, and you give a different answer than the person sitting here, and this is all accidental, well, one of you is wrong. It's completely incorrect, even if one of you gave the right answer, just so you know. Yeah, if you answer incorrectly, no penalty assessed. We just go to the next question. If she misreads a question, or otherwise rejects a question, she'll skip it. We have alternates. She'll just keep going. And the scores are final at the end of each round. All right? Obviously, no calculators, no electronic devices. Like I said before, all abacus need to be put away. If you have your phone back from dinner, you need to give it back to coach or give it back to parents if parents are here. But you should not have a phone on your body when you come in up here. All right? No smartwatches either, students, unless it's for a medical device. So smartwatches need to come off as well. And obviously no calculators. Okay. At this point, coaches, can you send your first 4 up here? And we're going to test buzzers. All right, come on down. Be careful pulling this out. Leave water bottles back there. You can do that with water bottles for 15 questions. Don't mess with the buzzers yet. Just have a seat. You're going to get nice and cozy. You will be touching shoulders. Keep the buzzers in the order that they are in. Ooh. Keep them on the table. There we go. Okay. So we are going to run down just so we can test to make sure they're working. But we have to do this one at a time. All right? Because otherwise it overloads the board. And so I'm going to tap you on the shoulder, and you're going to do your buzzer, just so we can make sure it works. There we go. Long legs.
Number 16, grammatical glitch. What is the grammatical error in the following sentence? I didn't see nobody at the party.
You said nobody was
Do you speak up? Everybody has got to speak up.
You said nobody instead of anybody.
And what's that called?
What's that word called?
Improper pronouns?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Both.
What is the grammatical error in the following sentence?
Clever.
Double negative.
That is correct. It's a double negative. Number 17, godly associations. To the Greeks, the owl was associated with Athena.
Both. Sorry.
The eagle with Zeus, and the peacock with whom? That is correct. Number 18, motion metrics. What unit is used to measure force in the metric system?
CLP.
Joules?
That is not correct.
Weber?
Newtons.
That is correct. Number 19, presidential trivia. Every president who wore a beard while in office was from what political party?
Timden.
That is not correct.
Weber.
Republican.
That is correct. And make sure you guys are talking loud,
Correct.
It's gonna feel way too loud to you, but it's
like a yell.
it just disappears with the
Number 20, well-known coyotes. What is the full name of the famous coyote who, for more than 50 years, has been attempting, without success, to catch the roadrunner?
Weber.
That is correct. Number 21, young adventurers. Jim Hawkins is the main character in what adventure novel by Robert Louis Stevenson?
Timden.
That is not correct. Jim Hawkins is the main character in what adventure novel by Robert Louis Stevenson?
Weber.
That is correct. Number 22, forensic forerunners. Now fundamental in criminal investigations around the world, Henry Falls pioneered the collection of what for the purpose?
Weber.
That is correct. Okay, paper pencil. Calculating quickly. If the area of a rectangle is 160 centimeters squared and the length of a side is 32 centimeters, then what is the perimeter of this rectangle in centimeters?
Both.
That is not correct.
CLP. Um, 74.
That is correct. Number 24, Highland harmonies. What traditional musical instrument, characterized by its unique droning sound and played?
Timden. Bagpipes.
That is correct. 25, You'll Be Back. In 1775, who issued a proclamation declaring elements of the American colonies to be in a state of open and avowed rebellion? Ooh, that is correct. She's got the third. know his other two names? Just ask him. Okay, sorry. William Frederick, if anyone.
George William.
The third. Number 26, foot fungus. What? What is a common fungal infection of the feet, especially between the toes, often contracted from shared showers and locker rooms?
Weather.
That is correct. Number 27, don't be late. You agree to pick up your friend from the airport, and she tells you her ETA is 10:30 a.m. In this context, what does ETAs?
Weather.
That is correct. Number 28, Metropolis is down under. What is the most populous city in Australia?
Weather.
Sydney.
That is correct. 29, seasonal changes. What term, originally applied by the British to the seasonal winds, which brought heavy rain from the Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea into the Indian subcontinent, now applies to a variety of seasonal changes in wind patterns? What term, originally applied by the British to the seasonal winds which brought heavy rain from the Bay of Bengal?
CLP.
That is not correct. And Arabian Sea into the Indian subcontinent now applies to a variety of seasonal changes in wind patterns.
Weather.
That is not correct. The answer is monsoon. And number 30, seeing beyond. In The Giver, what does Jonas begin? That is correct. Now, Ms. Morris is going to come to your bonus question.
Oh, okay. Parents, you can give them a round of applause for that math. First bonus question of the evening. The whole team gets to compete with your bonus. The whole team gets to compete with the bonus question. So, those of you at the tables, I need you to carefully get up and push your chairs in. Hang this over the edge of the table so it doesn't slide. I'm going to need someone to help me time 2 minutes. I'm also going to need help changing out papers if they have writing on it. So, here's how we go. Do you remember where your teams go? Everybody, people in the stands, folks, come on down. Your whole team gets to be there. Go find your corner. Find your team. Find your team, find your team. All right. So, you will want, and nobody here, students, nobody has a phone or a smartwatch on them, correct? Nobody. If you have a phone or a smartwatch, you need to either bring it to me or go give it to a coach or a parent. You cannot have anything on. Okay. So, you get 2 minutes. I would make sure whoever writes this, writes it just very neatly, so it's incredibly easy to read. Okay, you're going to need space to write 3 words on this. Write them as big as you can fit them. Any team who gets answers correct, this is not competing against one another, this is just competing for the points. So you can get up to 3 points for your team. All right? For this one, you can actually earn partial points. If you have one of the answers correct, you get a point. If you have two, you get 2 points. You see what I'm doing. And if you do all three, you can have all three. You're going to want to talk softly in words to one another because you do not want the other teams to hear you. All right? Work together and be kind. You have 2 minutes. When that 2-minute time goes off, Mrs. Bear's timing, whoever's holding that, when time is called, I need to see 4 arms straight up in the air so that we can read your answer. All right? You have to stop writing at that point. So here's our question. Number 31, bonus question for round 1. I need the name of the last 3 states admitted to the United States of America in no particular order, meaning the ones most recently admitted. So the last 3 admitted in no order. Time starts now. Spelling does not count, but we have to be able to tell which state it is. If we can't tell. And this makes a difference. 3 points moves the needle. All right, arms in the air. Straight up. Straight up, straight up. I see Hawaii, Alaska, and Texas. I see, what does that say? Alaska, Hawaii, and West Virginia. Alaska, Hawaii, and North Dakota. Hawaii, Alaska, and New Mexico. The correct answer is Arizona, 1912. Alaska, January 1959, and Hawaii, 1959. Put it up, put it up. So we did 2, we got 2, put it up. Everybody got 2 points. Mr. Reggie? All right, we're going to pause. Erase it, put it right back down where you found it. Erase it, teams, erase it. Put it right back where you found it. Right there, leave it, because you're going to come back. All right, come on. Time to set up for round 2. Coaches, send your players up.
Ready for round 2? celestial shadows. What event occurs when one celestial body moves in?
Timid.
That is correct. The answer is eclipse. Number 2, board games. In checkers, once a piece has made its way to the far end of the board,
Bolts. King.
that is correct. The answer is king. Number 3, young protagonists. The title character in Pam Munoz Ryan's work about a young girl who immigrates to California with her mother, and the main character in Sandra Cisneros' book, The House on Mango Street, share what given name?
CLP.
That is not correct. Audience, don't help, please.
Timid.
That is not correct. The title character in Pam Munoz Ryan's work about a young girl who immigrates to California with her mother, and the main character in Sandra Cisneros' book, The House on Mango Street, share what given name?
Weber.
That is not correct.
Bolts.
That is not correct. Does everyone have- The answer is Esperanza.
Of course.
Number 4, dot matrix. What French educator, blind since 3 years of age, first developed his namesake system of printing and...
Timid.
That is correct. The answer is Louis Braille, or Louis Braille. Number 5, museums. Which major city houses the iconic Museum of Modern Art, or MoMA?
Timid.
That is not correct. Showcasing masterpieces such as Van Gogh's Starry Night and Monet's
CLP.
New York is correct. Okay, number 6 is a paper pencil question. LCM is where it's at. What is the least common multiple of 18, 24, and 30?
Weber. 3.
That is not correct.
Timid. 6.
That is not correct.
CLP.
That is not correct.
Bolts. 6.
That is not correct. The answer is 360. Number 7, electoral engagement. What act, considered both a right and a responsibility, is essential for influencing government policies and leadership?
Timid. Voting.
That is correct. The answer is voting. Number 8, order. To what order of mammals do monkeys, apes,
Timid.
that is not correct.
Weber.
Primates.
All right, you both said the right answer. Does it count?
They both, we have work.
Yeah,
They both said it.
but kind of
And
at the
they
same
said
time, and they both said the same answer.
Yes.
All right, that is correct. The answer is primates.
But they might be each other.
I think that was, is that Weber? Number 9, older than Stonehenge. New Grange is a large Neolithic, astronomically aligned monument found outside the town of Drogheda on what major Western European island?
Weber.
That is not correct. New Grange is a large Neolithic astronomical. That is not correct.
Timothy.
That is not correct.
CLP, did you buzz in?
Aligned mound monument found outside the town of Drogheda on what major Western European island? That is not correct. The correct answer is Ireland. Number 10, mythical reads. What author created a popular series which contains the books The Lightning Thief,
CLP. Louder.
that is correct, Rick Riordan. Number 11 is another paper pencil. Amounts. Put the following 4 amounts in order from least to greatest. Dozen, gross, pair, score.
CLP. 12, 20.
That is not correct.
Timothy. Pair, dozen, gross, score.
That is correct. Pair, dozen, I'm sorry, that is not correct.
That's fine, go to a different question,
Okay.
start over, we'll scratch the question. Totally fine.
Thank you.
No.
All right,
So you're done. Yeah.
all right. Do-over, number 2. Scientific marvels. Cloned in a lab in 1997, what kind of animal was Dolly?
Weber.
That is correct. All right, number 12, science attraction. Name one of the 2 factors that affect the magnetic force between 2 objects.
CLP.
That is not correct.
Weber.
Distance.
That is correct. Distance or strength of the magnetic field. Number 13, navigational necessity. Developed into a crucial navigational tool during the Sung Dynasty, which device?
Timothy. Compass.
That is correct. Number 14 is a paper pencil problem. Algebra. If A equals 5 and B equals 3, what is the value of A squared minus B squared?
CLP.
That is correct. And number 15, chemical catalysts. What pigment allows plants to absorb sunlight?
Timothy.
That is correct. All right, round of applause for the first half. Now, coaches, it's time for substitution.
You have Count everybody. Any general questions, students? I'm trying to keep it informal so you're not nervous. Any general questions? Okay, teens. We're here to have some fun. Winning is awesome, but we are absolutely here to celebrate the nerdiness of trivia, and it's just fun. Like, let's just own it. This is gonna be fun. Sportsmanship. You need to be kind. You need to be happy for other people and other teams if they have more points than you. Like, you just need to be kind. Be gentle on yourself if you make a mistake. Be gentle on your teammates if they make a mistake. All right? I just want to enjoy the game. All right? So, any other questions? Adults? Yes? Oh, yeah. Okay, that's a good point. I never say this. So, typically, save the applause till the end of halfway through the round at 15. Every single question will disrupt because they won't hear her talking, and that way we're going to be here a lot longer. No, not do that. So, when she calls time in the middle of the round, then they can change your vote to clap for everybody. Okay. Good. All right. We have everybody in front. Everybody good? Ready? We're good? Okay. Scorekeeping. See, you can talk to your team for a second. We'll wait for this. It's a little crazy. Got it. If we need more seating, if you would like this, he just pulled out the bleachers. So if you would like to not have to sit on the floor for 3 rounds, you're welcome. Thank you. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to stop. Teams, have some fun. Good luck.
Hand on it.
Okay, so.
So get this out of the way. Fewer things for me to trip on here. All right, just a reminder that substitutions may have 15 questions and at the end of each round, play will pause for a couple of minutes at these points to allow teams and coaches to discuss and implement the substitutions. After we finish the 30 toss-up questions in each round, Mrs. Morris will run the bonus question for all teams. That's where you go to your individual spots. All right, let's get started. Good luck, everyone. So I'm going to say the number of the question, I'm going to say the category, and then I'm going to read the question. If it's a paper pencil, I will let you know when you can use your paper pencil. Okay, are you ready? Question 1, Broad Stripes. The tune from To Anacreon in Heaven by John Stafford Smith and the words from the poem Defense of Fort McHenry by Francis Scott Key were combined to create what national anthem?
CLP.
That is correct.
All right, Q.
Number 2, Magical Educations. In Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Harry Potter receives an invitation to attend what school?
CLP.
I would say maybe do a different question.
You have to wait until you buzz in, and then it's okay. It's okay.
This happens in the beginning all the time.
So you wait until I say because it might have been more fun.
My grandson's in the green hat.
Does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah, you just have to wait till-
And then you guys look at each other and decide who's going quietly, right?
Yeah, go ahead and read a different question. It's fine. It happens often.
Number 2, Fly a Flag. Which U.S. state approved a new flag in the spring of 2024, which features a beehive on a red, white, and blue?
Weber.
That is correct. Number 3, Water Wall. Creating possibly the most devastating damage in coastal zones, what do you call the dome of water that sweeps along the...
Timoth.
Tsunami.
That is not correct. The coast near the point where the hurricane eye makes landfall. Creating possibly the most devastating damage in coastal zones, What do you call the dome of water that sweeps along the coast near the point?
Weber. Tidal wave.
That is not correct. Where the hurricane eye makes landfall.
Storm surge.
CLP. Five seconds. Time. You already read it twice?
Yeah.
We're done. Move on to the next.
Yeah, you can do that.
The answer is storm surge. Number 4, Nightly Navigator. With a name derived from the Latin for pole star, what star is used as a...
Timnan.
Need more information? The actual name.
Polaris.
That is the answer. Number 5, sports rules. In basketball, the penalty that occurs when a player takes too many steps without...
CLP. On the trap.
That is correct. Number 6, special bones. In Christian tradition, reliquaries hold the bones of what specific group of people?
Timnan.
Saints.
That is correct. And I'm going to ask you guys to talk just a little bit louder when you're giving the answers, okay? Number 7, better together. The 3 sisters were a trio of crops commonly cultivated together by indigenous...
Weber.
That is not correct. Peoples of North America. They included corn, beans.
CLP. Squash.
That is correct. Number 8, night vision. Which light-sensitive cells on the retina are particularly useful in low-light conditions? Which light-sensitive cells on the retina are particularly useful in low-light conditions?
CLP. Cones.
That is not correct.
Bolts.
That is not correct.
Five seconds. Weber.
Microcephalus.
That is not correct.
Timnan.
Retina.
That is not correct. The answer is rods. Number 9, legendary quest. According to Greek myth, what was the name of the ship in which Jason and his companions...
CLP. Fargo.
That is correct. Okay, number 10 is a paper pencil question. Coin counting. Your cash register usually contains pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters, but you've run out of nickels. If you need to provide exactly 80 cents in change, what's the fewest number of coins you could use to do so?
CLP. What did you say? Said 4.
4 is not the answer.
Timnan.
5 is correct. 2 quarters and 3 dimes. Number 11, poetic personifications. Who kindly stopped for the narrator in one of Emily Dickinson's poems? Who kindly stopped for the narrator in one of Emily Dickinson's poems? Time is not correct.
Five seconds. Weber,
Alice.
No, Alice is not correct.
Tiffany,
Emily Dickinson.
Nope, that is not the answer. The correct answer is death. Number 12, building blocks. What is the smallest unit of a chemical compound that retains all the properties of that compound?
COP,
That is not correct.
Weber,
Molecule.
I think just, yes, it's a molecule. That is correct. Number 13, the Pearl of the Danube. Which capital city, known as the Pearl of the Danube, is bisected by the Danube River into Pest and Buda?
Weber,
New Delhi.
That is not correct. Which capital city, known as the Pearl of the Danube, is bisected by the Danube River into Pest and Buda?
Tiffany,
That is correct. Number 14, transportation achievements. What term was applied to the rail link completed in 1869?
COP,
That is correct. Number 15, dying out. Chapultepec Zoo in Mexico City owns Shin Shin, a solitary, bred in captivity member of what species?
Tiffany,
Penguin.
That is not correct.
And
That is usually given as a gift by the Chinese government.
Weber,
That is correct. All right, that is question 15. It's time for substitutions.
wow, I got 2 answers.
I know, most people okay. But now, piece of paper, and we're done.
Number 16, a long life. Which order of reptiles are known for their longevity?
COP,
That is correct. Number 17, tyrant transition. In ancient Greece, what term names the governmental power structure with rule by a small group of elite citizens?
Weber, Senate,
That is not correct.
Tiffany,
Tyranny.
That is not correct.
Bulls, oligarchy.
That is correct. The answer is oligarchy. Number 18, blueprint experts. From the Greek for master builder, what term is used to describe?
Weber, architect.
That is correct. Number 19, southern spots. The southernmost point in Canada and Point Pelee National Park is located in which province?
CLP. British Columbia.
That is not correct.
Weber. Nova Scotia.
That is not correct.
Bolts. Ontario.
That is correct. The answer is Ontario. Number 20, paper pencil. Rhyme schemes. What is the rhyme scheme of a limerick?
Timid.
That is not correct. What is the rhyme scheme of a limerick?
Bolts.
That is correct. A-A-B-B-A. Number 21, rock stories. What type of rocks typically have an origin story that involves processes like weathering?
CLP. Oh, sorry. First, timid.
Sedimentary.
That is correct. The answer is sedimentary. Number 22, genetic changes. What is the name for a change in...
Weber. Mutation.
That is correct. Peaceful protest. Martin Luther King Jr. was a strong advocate of nonviolent protest. Which Indian leader greatly... Okay. The answer is either Mahatma or Mohandas Gandhi. No, I can't understand. You say is that correct?
Yeah, timid.
Okay. Number 24, thought patterns. What brain lobe is involved in speech, decision making, and problem solving?
Weber. Frontal lobe.
That is correct. Number 25, find the verb. Identify the verb in the following sentence. I think that she is the tallest.
Weber. Think.
That is not correct.
Timid.
Sorry, I thought it was the same answer as well.
Okay.
You want me to
Do the third alternate.
All right.
Do the third alternate.
The answer was is, but it's for switching questions.
A weird phrase in the beginning.
Think is a verb too.
It's okay, I got a lot of questions. All right. We're good. Fine.
Do over number 3 or 4, not 3.
It's three.
All right. Executive ensemble. The appointed advisors of the president who lead various executive.
CLP. Cabinet.
That is correct. Number 26, thinly veiled. In Norse mythology, when a one-eyed stranger appears in the story, it is almost
Timid.
always Odin. That is correct. Number 27, last in a long chain. Cleopatra's son Caesarion was the last Egyptian ruler who could claim what ancient type?
Timid.
Roman. Roman.
That is not correct.
CLP. Pharaoh.
That is correct. The answer is Pharaoh.
All right.
Number 28, novel settings. Where the red fern grows and the outsiders are both set in what U.S. state?
Weber.
That is correct. The answer is Oklahoma. Number 29, water quality. What scale measures how acidic?
Weber.
pH.
That is correct. The answer is pH. Number 30, athletic feats. At the 2024 Olympic Games, Katie Ledecky became the most decorated U.S. female Olympian in the history of the Olympics. In what sport does she compete? Swimming, that is correct. All right, round of applause.
All right, everybody, to your corners. Push your chairs in carefully. Hang the buzzers over, please. To your corners. Okay, that's your boards. So this is an all or nothing. You don't get partial credit for this one. It's either 3 points or 0 points for your team, and it will move the needle. So here we go, everybody. Question 31, bonus question round 2. Belgium and France share a language, and they also share a color on their country's flags. What color is on both the Belgian and French flags? Go. Sure, I can repeat the question. Time isn't stopping, but here's a repeat. Belgium and France share a language, and they also share a color on their country's flags. What color is on both the Belgian and French flags? This is only one word, so it should be written nice and big on your board, and your arm stays up until we have you put it down. Okay, arms up. Put them up. Up, up, up. I see red. I see red. I see red. I see red. 3 points. All teams. Very nice. Everybody's looking in here. Those are up around 3. Very nice. Very nice. All right.
Audience, you guys wanted to stop and take a stretch break real quick? Stretch. You're not sitting in the most comfortable seats I've ever seen.
I thought you were going to the table.
All right. Okay, you ready for round 3? Last round, best round. Here we go. Number 1, partial passage. What word describes materials that let some light through but blur?
CLP? No, sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Hang on. Translucent?
That is correct. Number 2, long walks. The Camino de Santiago is a pilgrimage route in what country?
Chile.
That is not correct.
Both. Argentina?
That is not correct.
Oh, Weber.
That is correct. The answer is Spain. Number 3, floating forces. What characteristic related to the hydrogen bonding of water molecules allows some insects to walk on water?
Weber.
That is correct. The answer is surface tension. Number 4, horse sense. What ethical code of conduct derives its name from the medieval French word for horse? What ethical code of conduct derives its name from the medieval French word for horse?
Weber. Geneva?
That is not correct. I feel like Alex Trebek here. Okay. The medieval French word for horse is cheval. So the answer is chivalry. Number 5, grammar check. What should the following sentence have said instead? The group of students are going on a field trip.
Weber. They should have said the word are in place of these.
That is not correct.
Both.
That is correct. They should have said is instead of are. And did you get the last one?
Yes, I got it. Thank you.
Number 6, drawing the line. Akira Toriyama, who died in March 2024, was an artist known for his work in what Japanese comic or graphic novel style?
Weber.
That is correct. The answer is manga. Number 7, moving Earth and Sun. What 16th century Polish astronomer proposed the first modern heliocentric theory of the solar system?
Weber. Copernicus.
That is correct. The answer is Nicholas Copernicus. Number 8, steady stream. What type of electrical current flows in only one direction and is often used in batteries?
Weber.
That is correct. The answer is DC or direct current. Number 9, the People's Chamber. What legislative body, designed to closely represent the citizenry's interests?
Weber.
House of Representatives.
That is correct. The answer is the United States House of Representatives. Number 10, major changes. At the end of the Devonian, Permian, and Cretaceous periods, what kind of major events occurred where large percentages of the Earth's species? A little more specific. That is correct. The answer is mass extinction. Number 11, tiny factories. What are the specialized structures within a cell that perform?
Weber.
Mitochondria.
That is not correct. specific functions called? What are the specialized structures within a cell that perform specific functions? That is correct. The answer is organ. Number 12, literary worlds. What genre of literature often explores the potential consequences of scientific?
Weber.
That is correct. The answer is science fiction. Number 13, successful stratagems. During the Peloponnesian War, what Athenian general focused on naval strength and avoided land battles with Sparta? That is not correct. During the Peloponnesian War, what Athenian general focused on naval strength and avoided land battles with Sparta? Does anyone know? Oh, I heard it.
Thucydides.
Pericles. All right, number 14, malapropisms. What word did Hattie mean to use when she bragged, "I have a photogenic memory"? Okay, that is correct. Next time, make sure just one of you answer. Number 15, location, location, location. In what U.S. state is the largest subaerial volcano on Earth?
Weber. Hawaii.
That is correct. All right, substitution time, round of applause.
I bet Quinn would go in.
Okay, number 16. Is everybody ready? Number 16, triangular sums. What is the sum of the side lengths of two Pythagorean triples? One with the smallest side of 3 and the other with the smallest side of 5.
Both.
Sorry, that is not correct.
CLP.
You want me to read it again? What is the sum of the side lengths of two?
12.
That is not correct. Pythagorean triples, one with the smallest side of 3 and the other with the smallest side of 5.
Weber. Weber. 8.
That is not correct. That everybody? Does anyone in the audience know?
Come on, take.
Oh, it's.
answer is 42. Number 17, what's your function? What is the term for the part of speech that connects clauses? That is correct, that is a conjunction. Number 18, light from above. Which color of visible light scatters the most in the atmosphere? That is correct, the answer is blue. Okay, number 19, California Gold Rush. In what year did the discovery of gold at Sutter's Mill in California spark a massive influx of settlers and miners? That is correct, 1848. Number 20, genetic variations. The collective of genes in an interbreeding population of a species is known as its gene. Say it louder. That is correct. The answer is pool. Number 21, animal antagonists. In The Hobbit, Smaug is what kind of creature? That is correct. Number 22, orders of magnitude. If milli is the inverse of kilo, what is the inverse of giga? That is not correct. If milli is the inverse of kilo, what is the inverse of giga?
Duh.
That is correct. The answer is nano. All right, paper, pencil. Classroom supplies. A teacher has 672 markers and wants to distribute them equally among the 32 students in her art class. How many markers will each student get? That is correct. The answer is 21. Number 24, planetary orbits. If a planet were revolving around a star in an orbit whose eccentricity value was equal to 0, what would be the shape of that orbit? That is correct. The answer is circular or circle. Number 25, recent elections. Mark Carney is a politician who was elected last month to serve as the 24th Prime Minister of what country? That is correct. The answer is Canada. That's like barely possible. Number 26, question. In Arthurian legend, what humble cup was the ultimate loot for the knights of the Round Table? Yes, that is correct. The Holy Grail. Number 27, headed to the stars. What is the name of the California physicist and astronaut who broke the gender barrier on June 18, 1983? That is correct. The answer is Sally Ride. Number 28, fluorescent foes. Which nocturnal arthropods, known for their menacing stingers, are primarily found in desert climates? That is correct. The answer is scorpions. Number 29, the most money. In 2024, what Disney movie about the main character's teenage years? That is not correct. That is correct. Inside Out 2. And number 30, phobias. A phobia is an irrational fear of an object, a situation or idea, or a living thing. Arithmophobia is the fear of... That is correct. All right, round of applause, please.
All right, to your corner, let's do this. All right. Since 2 minutes was obviously way too much time, we're gonna go 1 minute for these. You need to make sure you keep your boards so no other team can see it. Keep your voices to yourself. If you can do this well, I actually have a bonus question we'll do after this. Okay, here we go. Bonus question 31, round 3. Which of these rivers runs south to north from its source to its mouth? The Nile, the Amazon, or the Yangtze? Which of these rivers runs south to north from its source to its mouth? The Nile, the Amazon, or the Yangtze? You have 1 minute, go.
Dum 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 dum.
All right, I see the Nile, I see the Nile, I see the Yangtze, I see the Nile. It's the Nile River. It is. So, Bolts gets 3 points. Weber gets 3 points. CLP gets 3 points. Would you like a bonus that'll take 30 seconds? Okay, erase. We're gonna do 30 seconds. All right, you need all 3 words to get this 3-point answer. All 3 words. I'm not giving partial credit. All 3 words. What brand new Universal Orlando Resort theme park featuring 5 immersive themed worlds opens later this month on the 22nd? Go. What brand new Universal Orlando Resort theme park featuring 5 immersively themed worlds opens on the 22nd? You have 30 seconds. 3 words. All right, boards up. Do you have it? I see Universal Studios. No. What is that? Universal Studio. Nope. Orlando. No. Nope. Islands of Universal take all kinds of pictures. I would love help sending me something because I would like to post tomorrow because this is awesome. Students, can you give your families a round of applause for showing up? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, before we do full awards for the cup, I've got 3 games. Part of this competition, obviously, is I want you to have fun. We want you to show up and have fun competing. Yes, the trivia is fun, and practicing with your team is fun, but we want to encourage the fact that you're brave enough to sit up here in front of the group and give answers, and you're kind enough to compete against one another and not stomp out of the room if you don't win. It's all the good things in education, and it's neat to see. But we also just like to play. And so I have a trivia game called I Should Have Known That. I have, of course, Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza, because if you've not played this, you just don't know. And, of course, Rubik's Cube, because you can never have too many of those. And so, I'm going to call 3 names. I haven't picked anything, and we are missing some students who signed up, so if I call a name of someone who's not here, I'll go to the next one. I'm going to ask Mrs. Baer to pick a number between 1 and 45. I have all the kids numbered. And we're going to spread these numbers out. So, you have no idea how I ordered these. Give me a number between 1 and 45.
28.
Number 28 is from Bolts. Laura, are you here? Come on down. You get first pick. Grab one of the 3 little prizes. You can't take the cup. Thank you very much. All right. Spread it out, 1 to 45.
36.
36, CLP Middle School, Caitlin. Are you here? Caitlin Bear, come on down. All right. You may pick one of the remaining 2. So you've got either Taco Cat Goat Cheese, or you've got your Rubik's Cube, and Ms. Vandermeer, you know I'm going to pick on you. Give me one between 1 and 45.
4.
Ooh. Number 4 is from Timnith. Evan Musgrove. There you go. You can Taco and Cat all you like. All right.
He looks like
So,
Craig Relaford as a
the
kid.
points are here. We're not being cagey. All right. We know who won. We know first, second, third, fourth. I am incredibly proud of all of you for just taking the time and being willing to come and be brave. So, I would love teams to come down so we can get pictures. So I'm going to start 4th. Olds, can you come on down? Push together. There we go. Push. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Parents, coaches, can you take some pictures? And I'll give my work cell at the end. Nope, fingers go down. Thank you. We can do one of those later. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Smile big for all the people who love you. There we go, there we go. 4th place, both 39 points. Thank you, everybody. Clump up. You actually might have to touch shoulders. Okay, coach, parents, and everybody else. Okay. Scoop forward. There you go. 1, 2. Make sure all faces are seen. Come on. All faces. 1, 2, 3. All right. CLP Middle School, third place. And right here. Yep. Scoot. Here we go. Scoot. Get right up the shoulder. You can do this. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, second place. With a total of 70 points, and they get to take home the cup. Weber Middle School, come on down. Come up. Yes. Just going home.
Everyone put a hand on the gun.
All right. Pictures. Maybe somebody else will have one of it in here too.
It's 10 guys on the picture.
So take some pictures and let's trudge in. Everybody face. We need to be able to see faces, so you might have to scoot. Yep, gotta get some faces to be seen.
Put your hand in. 10-year-olds, 1 cup.
Good. Can we see all the faces? No. No. All right, front row. There we go.
Put your hand in. Put your hand in.
There you go. There you go. Push your hand.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I can't. Smile for it.
Come on, you can kneel in the front on the other side too. Come on the front. All right. First place with 70 points. Everybody give a cheer.